Thousands of parents of children given the Devangxia vaccine gathered at the public attorney's office today to seek medical and legal assistance. The PAO filed civil cases against those responsible for the controversial vaccine program. Our Rex Ramita joins us live from the Quezon City Regional Trial Court. Rex, who are included in the charges filed and what is the basis for these complaints?
The Public Attorney's Office has just filed civil cases against former Health Secretary Janet Garin and Undersecretary Kenneth Go. They are health officials under the administration of former President Noynoy Aquino. The PAO, however, is still deciding whether or not they will file civil cases against Aquino. And also the PAO filed cases against the Board of Directors of Sanofi Pasteur Philippines and Swilig Pharma Philippines. And this is because of their being responsible for the purchase of Devangxia and conducting a mass vaccination program without screening children. Their strongest case, that of 9-year-old Angelica Pestilos. Acosta says, based on their forensic exams, the child died due to Devangxia. They say she should have been excluded from receiving Devangxia since, based on their forensic exams, she had a weak immune system and a lupus disease. PAO forensic expert Erwin Erfe says her intake of Devangxia has aggravated her health condition, leading to her death due to acute respiratory failure. And this is something that parents do not want to happen to their kids.
They waited all day long, desperate to get help for their children vaccinated with Devangxia. To help the parents and relatives of the children, the Public Attorney's Office promises to provide free legal assistance, medical checkups, and vitamins for the kids. Susan Turtur is worried about the health of her grandson Prince, who was vaccinated in 2016.
Nagkalagnat po siya ng 3 araw, tapos nagkarasis din po siya. Tapos umakit din po yung lalamunan niya.
Early Beldad is just as concerned, even if her niece Princess show no symptoms of dengue. But since Princess had received Devangxia thrice since 2016, Beldad wants to make sure she will be safe.
Siyempre po, nakakatakot po kasi eh. Lalo na po yung sa kapitbahay nga po namin, nang patay nga po gawa sa Devangxia.
PAO Chief Persida Acosta says the gathering is a show of force against those responsible for the scandal. More importantly, it's for parents calling for justice for their kids who died allegedly because of Devangxia. One of them is Maricel Manresa from Laguna.
Gusto ko pong malaman kung ano po ang nangyari sa aking anak. Gusto ko pong ipa-autopsy siya para po malinawan po kami.
Pero maliwanag pa sa sikat ng araw, ang tanging kemikal na pumasok sa katawan ng mga bata, Devangxia.
The government, meanwhile, is rejecting calls to stop PAO from conducting autopsies on children suspected to have died because of Devangxia. This after a group of doctors says only competent forensic pathologists should determine the cause of death.
Bakit ititigil ang autopsy? Anong itinatago nila na ayaw nilang malaman ang totoong sanhi ng pagkamatay nitong mga batang ito?
Topacio is also filing an obstruction of justice case against former Health Secretary Esperanza Cabral. This after Cabral called for PAO to stop its conducting of autopsies on children who received Devangxia as she questioned the competence of PAO in this field. Topacio says that Cabral could be liable for obstructing their investigations on the deaths of their children under Presidential Decree 1829. Pia.
Rex, how did the Public Attorney's Office defend their competence in conducting these forensic examinations?
PAO Chief Persida Acosta says that the UPPGH does not have the monopoly on experts in this field. She says they sought the help of experts from the Hospital ng Maynila to conduct an autopsy and come up with a histopathological report on the case of Angelica Pestilos. That's why she assures the public that they have nothing to worry about when it comes to PAO's competence in conducting these autopsies. Pia.
Rex Ramita there reporting live. Devangxia maker Sanofi Pasteur refuses to grant the Department of Health's demand to refund used vaccines worth 1.8 billion pesos. The company is also saying no to a trust fund for those who might suffer from any adverse effects of Devangxia. Joy Silas tells us more.
French pharmaceutical company Sanofi Pasteur is standing firm. Devangxia is effective and safe. And because of this, the company will not refund used dengue vaccines amounting to 1.8 billion pesos. It will not put up as well a fund to shoulder the cost of those who might suffer from possible adverse effects of Devangxia.
We strongly stand behind the record in terms of efficacy and safety of this product, which is probably the reason why this product is being used in every single other country where it's licensed today.
Health Secretary Francisco Duque earlier asked Sanofi to refund used vaccines as the department no longer believes in its efficacy. Experts from the Philippine General Hospital earlier reported there are 3 children who died within 30 days after having the vaccine.
We thought, Your Honor, that the claimed protection provided by the Devangxia was not completely there, and we were losing confidence in the claimed protection.
Sanofi, however, maintained there's no vaccine that's 100% effective.
So the efficacy, if you wish, of Devangxia against severe dengue is 93.2%. When you look at the 93%, you have to apply it to 833,000 children.
Sanofi earlier refunded 1.16 billion pesos worth of unused Devangxia vaccines. The company explained they granted the refund because no one is able to benefit from them after the immunization program was suspended. They also wanted to show the public they are willing to work with the health department against dengue. But this is not enough for government, which is now looking at possible legal actions to take against Sanofi. Joyce Ila, CNN Philippines.
Now, commotion after the House hearing of the controversial dengue vaccine. Four mothers of children vaccinated with Devangxia tried to physically assault former Health Secretary Janet Garin. Garin had just entered the elevator where the four women tried to grab her. They screamed at her, saying she killed their children. Garin's lawyer was able to shield her from the women. The women eventually admitted none of their children had died, but they said that some of the children have not been feeling well. Senator Antonio Trillanes is keen on going after President Rodrigo Duterte. He filed a resolution today seeking an investigation into the bank accounts of the president and his daughter, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio. Our senior correspondent Cecil Lardizabal tells us how other senators are weighing in on the resolution.
Senator Antonio Trillanes is taking the Senate to task in finding out about the alleged secret bank accounts of the president and his family. He files a resolution to look into alleged undisclosed bank transactions of President Rodrigo Duterte and his daughter Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio for a possible violation of the Anti-Money Laundering Act. Trillanes cites an article written by the investigative group Vera Files on how the Dutertes failed to fully disclose their statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth for the past years. In publishing the article, Vera says its documents were based on Senate files, which are essentially that of Trillanes. The resolution wants the Committee on Banks, Financial Institutions, and Currencies to conduct an investigation on a supposed 16 million peso investment in 2014 and another 80 million peso purchase of insurance policies in the same year. Committee Chairman Cheese Escudero says while he has yet to see the resolution, he believes the bank secrecy law will limit the investigation.
May nakikita kaming problema sa kaso halimbawa ni dating Chairman Bautista na kapag pinag-usapan ng bank accounts kung walang waiver dahil sa bank secrecy law, wala rin patutunguhan yung investigasyon dahil bahagi ng karapatan ng sinuman ang i-invoke yung kanyang right under the bank secrecy law.
Senator Ping Lacson thinks it will be a challenging exercise.
Magkakaroon ng violation kung mayroong predicate crime. Hindi naman porkit lumampas ng 500,000 ang deposit, yung sa threshold amount, automatic na imbisigan, automatic magre-report yung bank official. But yung investigation can be triggered kung mayroong predicate crime na involved. Pwede pa rin i-hear, kaya lang hamstrung na kagad yung inquiry ng Bank Secrecy Act at saka nung Anti-Money Laundering Act. Kaya medyo mahirap yung situation.
On the other hand, opposition senators are supporting Trillanes' resolution.
So I actually share the growing sentiment sa publiko na pumirma si Presidente ng waiver para matignan yung kanyang bank records. Kung wala naman siyang itatago, hindi naman siguro mahirap gawin yun.
But the President's allies are quick on the defense.
Parang sa akin kasi dami na nating iniimbestigahan ngayon. No? I have my hands full. Meron Devangxia, meron sa pabahay at iba pa, no? May BBL kaming inaayos. So, kumbaga, hindi naman sa pero old issue na yan eh.
Senate President Coco Pimentel calls it a waste of time and says the Senate is not the right body to investigate the matter.
As far as I'm concerned, kung pwede sanang hindi na pag-aksayan ng panahon, kasi nangyari na yan before with different characters involved eh.
These early senators are expressing their thoughts about the Trillanes resolution, and the public is waiting whether this resolution will prosper in the chamber, which has the majority of support for the president. Cecil Ardizabal, CNN Philippines.
Could the opposition be behind Senator Antonio Trillanes' move to investigate the president for his alleged unexplained wealth? President spokesman says he cannot speculate on what the opposition is up to, but he says they are bent on getting the president out of office. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque says the opposition should be careful, though, especially with the president enjoying very high public approval ratings.
Hindi sila makaantay ng 2022. Kaya gumagawa sila ng hakbang para mapabilis. Pero may sasagot ko dyan, gawin nilang lahat ng gawin nila. Mag-ingat sila. Habang pinipilit nilang tanggalin sa posisyon ng presidente, magagalit sa kanilang taong bayan, baka ang people power laban sa kanila, hindi lamang kay presidente.
Officials are investigating hundreds of Kadamay members believed to be renting out or selling their